All right, beloved. So today we call in all of you and remembering the vastness of your being. Remembering, as Isa said, there is no limit. The oneness, the vastness of spirit is available to you. That really matters at the moment, for you to know how much energy is available to you, and that is really why there is this attempt to really, befuddle you or try to distract you or take you away from the fact that the divine presence is so strong upon the earth at this time. And that really is where you need to focus. Even though you will hear all kinds of other things that try to destabilize you and pull your attention, and sometimes you do have to look that way, you have to make sure your feet are going in the right direction on the physical earth, and that's really what is being impacted. So we call in your higher self to be with you every day, to be in you. And that's not some extraordinary energy. That's who you are. That's the living spirit of who you are. And so really feeling your true identity. Feeling the power of you. Breathing that statement. I am the living spirit within. Breathing that feeling. I am present. I am the living embodiment of my divine self, my higher self, my true self. I am created from divine essence. I am made of light. I dwell in this body, but my strength comes from within. And as I affirm this power coming into my body of my higher self, of my true living spirit, eternal spirit, it never dies. May go on to other creations, but now that you have emerged from the divine source, lived many lives, and now you are here and ongoing. Every moment that you breathe, you are growing stronger. And that affirmation really matters. You have to mostly educate your mind, because you are in a vast, complex mind maze that has been created over centuries, eons actually. And we are here learning together how to clear that maze, how to make a complete, spacious mind presence so that the living spirit of you can enter in and occupy you fully, with your magic, with your power of healing, with your power of understanding. The deep understanding of who you truly are and what is possible in your life. So taking big, deep breaths and just keeping on, just feeling that affirmation and letting yourself expand is literally allowing, because only tension holds you small. When you let go and allow your whole field to open up, it's actually very natural. And you let your breath go slow, let your body relax. You got any places where you feel uncomfortable, just feel into them a moment and breathe into there. When many people are doing work together, it amplifies the power for all of you. So feel the presence of the group as though you were in a physical space, but you are still together. You are in fact creating this energy field together, just the same as if you were in a physical space. And what's happening is you're all developing the power, the ability to work in the dimension of light, with in fact no distractions if you choose. So really feel your chakras opening, feel those colors, feel them expanding, these orbs of color expanding to be vast, to fill a large space. Feel that you are in this temple of light, and just like when you are sitting together in a space, you can feel the presence of others. Here, you feel the presence of others in their expanded self, and they are big. If you look around you, as everybody expands their light bodies, the colors are very beautiful all around you. And with your deep breathing, you bring that feeling into your body and just enjoy the opening of your chakras, going from the bottom. You open and then you spin. Just let there be a little movement. You come to the hara and you open it big. And the base chakra is red and the next one's orange. And you just visualize this color, because there is a food. There is a nourishment in the color that this center, you are bringing it, like you are making some spiritual food. You are making intensity. You are commanding this center to expand, to be able to receive the nourishment from within. Visualize your solar plexus, vast, wonderful sunshine, a big orb of sun right there in the middle of your body, and feel what that does for your physical body. You relax and you feel as though indeed you are drinking in the rays of the sun, and that's from inside. From the solar logos, from the cosmic central sun that's forever shines in the center of the universe and supplies all of life with eternal energy. Feel as though you are receiving from there, and it is expanding in the vast, beautiful gold orb of your solar plexus. Slowing that breath down, really enjoying it, enjoying the relaxation. This is like tuning up your instrument if you were in an orchestra. Making sure your body of light is in a good condition for going deeper, for doing spiritual work inside your being. And you are the creators of you. You are the ones who have come to be this change, to embody it, in order to be able to do whatever your chosen work is with that next quantum of light power. And there are many ways that the divine expresses into the world the beginnings of the new creation. You are part of that beginning. Your arrival has heralded a new era. All your lives you've been aware there's something different. I don't know what it is, there's something different. Some of you have felt no one understood you. Some of you have just known that you're just a little different from a lot of people. And you find each other, and that really matters. Because you're a little the same as those who are gathered here. You're very the same, while also being individual and unique. As you come up to your heart center, feel that humanity that you are, like a forest of beings, green. Feel your branches. Now in this moment you are practicing being a forest with roots connected. The deep earth below, nourishing you all, coming up through each other's roots, bringing the nourishment of your presence. Just being present is nourishing for each other. Just knowing there are other beings doing the work. Other beings who understand what it is to go deep. To connect deep into the earth. Deep into the worlds of light. Other beings who understand and are doing the work with you and empowering you. As you expand your heart center, stretch out your branches just like the trees in the forest that find a way to grow together amongst each other. For in the world, that is what needs to happen again. The coming back together, the re-rooting, the roots going down, the coming together, the living as one, the union, the unification, communities, tribes, close to the earth, loving the earth, acts of kindness and compassion and sharing, coming out of the fear paradigm, feeling abundant and rich, wealthy, giving permission to each other to have plenty, helping each other have great abundance and plenty. For the earth wants you to come together, is supporting you to have an experience of being with each other here upon the earth. This is the divine plan. And you are all here with different forms of the same vision. So breathing deep and feeling yourselves as those human beings connected down through the roots with each other, heart center, branches branching out, leaves and twigs touching, and then coming up into the head centers, into where the spirits speak to you, into your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, into your vision and understanding, into listening to your higher self, to your guides and helpers, listening to each other, to your children, to your grandchildren, to your beloveds. Feel this incredible expansion as your throat center, blue, opens up. It's oceanic. It's huge. Your power of comprehension, your ability to listen to the voices of the divine. You are made to be the conduits for the voices of divine beings inside. Beings made of light who smile at you, who love you with the most unconditional, ecstatic love. It is so special that you are here, opening yourselves to be their voice piece, their mouthpiece, their ears, their eyes, to combine the energy of the spirits with yours, to come together with all beings, while still being your unique and wonderful self. Feeling your feet on the ground and feeling your throat center opening, and feeling yourself saying, I am the full presence of my higher self. I speak the truth from deep within me. I hear my higher self. I hear my guides and helpers. I hear the spirits who love me. I hear divine beings. And just say it as an affirmation. And feel that you are loosening up your throat and maybe just stretching a little bit and feeling how your jaw is dropping and you're just kind of oiling the whole mechanism of speech and of hearing. Same mechanism. For listening is what brings you from inside that which you have heard to speak. Your inner wisdom, your deep knowing. And feel how your throat center is all the way linked down to your root center. And that the earth is in you. The energy of the earth speaks to you. Your survival is connected with the voices of the earth that are deep within. And it's not words, it's not language like that, but it's a language. And you can definitely hear it, each one in your own way. perhaps has feeling, perhaps has sensation, perhaps has a lot of emotion and grief. Perhaps you feel a kind of instability because you're concerned for the earth. Whichever way your love and your connection is with the earth, it is definitely there because you are made of earth. You are made of physical matter. Feeling your gratitude for this magic, this incredible power that has created you, your body. Feel the beauty of your body. Feel the gratitude that you are here in this body upon the earth at this extraordinary time, and you have manifested yourself. Look back in your mind's eye and realize that was a really long journey. Even before you came to this life, you prepared for a long time. And as you look back through your life and you consider all that you have experienced, so much that has brought you to now, feel your gratitude. Your guides and your helpers have always been there, whether you saw them or spoke to them or not, whether you identified them. They're not really, they're not in that kind of feeling of whether you know them in your conscious mind, because you know them and they know you. Sometimes it's wonderful to identify them. But even then, more come. Because the more work you do on yourself, the more love you bring into the world, the more you stand forward and speak your truth, you magnetize more beings of light who come to support you, who love you. And they come and they make individual relationship with you because they come right down into the astral plane. Because that's where you need them to come. And that's why we say call them in. Call them in to your light body. Know that they can, just as when you listen to music, it manifests an energy in your environment. The beings of light can manifest themselves as a power, as color, as vibration, as frequency for your body and your life, for all that is happening for you. And so while you open this center of hearing and speaking, what would you like to say to your guides right now? And you can spend a little time talking to them. You might feel like being very demanding, or you might feel like being very grateful, or a little of each. You might just need a little more understanding. Might need a little guidance. See if you can converse with love, with respect, knowing vast intelligences are hearing you and are working with you. In opening your third eye and realizing, yes, as though the skylight opens your crown center and the windows onto the world of your third eye, looking, opening, feeling the light shining, violet light, white light, drinking, receiving. And this is the time for visioning. This is the time now. You've been doing it a lot. Enjoy it. Enjoy the power of your vision, that you have come here in order to make these changes. They start with you, inside you. You visioned a new you. You knew you didn't want to be caught in pain, anxiety, sorrow, grief. You've all worked hard in order to be released from so many layers of these burdens. As you come forward, you'll be creating spaces for others to release burdens, heaviness, negativity of thought, of emotion, and of where in the physical body that has become a burden, has become a wound, an illness perhaps, a deep physical pain. Understanding that wherever you are working, it is for your highest good. As you bring more and more strength in daily. So we give thanks and feeling your openness. Feeling how that literally is a pathway of light. Your chakras are a pathway of light that lead to other dimensions, that you can lift yourself right up once those chakras are open. You actually can feel how you could fly out of the skylight, or you could fly through your heart center, or you could dive deep down through the root and into the earth. How you are in fact the link between many dimensions. And what is happening at the moment is a vast download, a powerful download of light that's coming in, and that's why you've needed to make yourself so strong and so clear. And that light is coming from a divine source, and it's lighting up so much that is very, very painful for many people. That's why we've always said to you, when it comes to that time, there will be those who are unable to do the work because it's too much, too quickly. It's a shock because they get triggered. And this is what is happening, that the fear that's being dished out is triggering a lot of people into their own fear. And that's really the work that I'm doing out with a lot of people, and that many of you are as well. People will be coming to you with a lot of fear. And so you need to clear your fear so that you can really emanate the truth. Because the divine in you, that is the truth. You are the living incarnation of divine love. That's who you are. And yes, I could say that to many beings, but to some beings, of course, I would be saying that actually what's happened is that was the intention, that was the divine plan, but you've allowed fear to literally occupy all the cells in your body, heart, and mind. And so it's very difficult for your authentic self to come in. If you fill your house with boxes of poisonous stuff, well, the light can't shine through the windows because the boxes are all against the windows. It can't shine through the skylight. And that poisonous stuff has to get emptied out. So at the present in your world, that's what's being dished out, really: poison, lies, so much that does not nourish you. A lot of emptiness. A lot of distortion, a lot of confusion. So that's right. Some of you want to find out more, that's all right, but only go so far in that sense as you can go without losing yourself, because that is what matters. See, you've got to stay really present right now in your life, in your being, present for yourself and present for others, because all of you, one way or another, are points of light, whether between yourself and another, or in your families, or with groups of beings. And what many of you are discovering is that it's coming through really strongly, the message. And that you have these two extremes of experience. A very, very powerful light and an upliftment and a positivity. And then sometimes you feel that you're thrown into a dark pit when you can't see anything, and it feels frightening, and then you remember, oh yes. Oh yes, I must have just slipped and been taken over there. And that's happening to most of you sometimes. But it's going to be happening, well, I can't say immediately, less and less, but in the general terms of the evolution of the situation. As you sync up and become part of a great company of humanity doing this work, your magnetism power is growing and growing, and you are enabling yourself to literally change all the cells in your body, to change and contain, be that presence and that light. And synchronistically with that, you will notice things changing on the outside. So I've often said to you, a split occurs. For a time upon the earth, there are places of terror still existing. Literal geographical places start to sort of magnetize different types of energy. And the light will magnetize to create seed areas like nurseries of creation, where people are living differently. People are creating the new models that will be rolled out, as you could say, into the whole world. Models of building a life based on love, on sharing, on kindness and compassion, on prosperity for all, on peace and harmony. And those who do not understand or have not managed to meet their own fear, and that is why this kind of what I'm calling the split will occur for a while. Some of them you may know, and they will be in a low state, a low frequency state, not well, feeling very much depressed, negative. You can recognize it, I'm sure, even now in those around you. And so your job, as you could say, as a friend, as a neighbor, as someone who, you've arrived on earth to be who you are, and you are this being who understands. And so as you resonate your field and become used to how it's a little bit more of a serious job. I mean, I could choose whether I did or didn't do my meditation or my practice before, but actually now I can't really choose, because I choose to stay here in this frequency. And that means I have to lift myself above the general frequency, and I have to create that frequency and then live there. While also being aware that there are many beings who feel they're drowning, who feel terrified, and sometimes they're going to call out, and I'm going to have to tell them what they need to do to bring themselves out of that negative state, to help them realize it's real. The divine presence is real. The power of creation within each one is real. That each one has that divinity within them, it's real. That for people to realize that is a process, and you've all done that process. And you've done it in many different ways. Sometimes it literally is about being on the earth and doing ceremony on the earth with the elemental spirits, and working with the intelligence of earth and air, fire and water, trees and plants and beings, spirit beings and animal beings, bird beings and all the beings of nature, water beings. Sometimes it's just being alongside all of nature and just remembering, yes, I'm part of the earth. Sometimes it's really necessary for you to remember you're a star being. You're part of the cosmos. The light that's creating you is from the central sun, the cosmos. You're not limited. You're a vast, expansive being. And in this life, yes, you are here to love the earth and love your fellow earth beings. And those two are the extremes, and then in between, there's managing your relationships, managing your survival, everything that you are dealing with right now, which is, can I work? Can I earn money? What's happening? How can I do that? Am I in control? And working to get into control of your survival. And that is really why I say to you, in this middle place, it's creating community. It's understanding how to share resources. At the moment, you're still in, if you like, the old paradigm, realizing, well, I'll thread that part with me, and I'll thread this part, and this part's good, and yes, and now I'm moving towards this new paradigm, and I feel that I'm ready, but it's not quite yet, and each one is working out for yourself. How do you want this next, well, really 10 years? We're going to work with 10 years. Feeling inside you. Do you want a reality created by someone else? Or are you going to create a reality that you feel really good with? You're going to be in your own leadership, your own divine creation mind. Are you going to dare to create the beauty that you know you want to live in? Do you believe you can create it? It's a very earthy question, really. It's a very kind of basic question. Can you feel that you have the power to create the reality you really want to live in? Maybe you already feel you do. Maybe during this time you've managed to get yourself to a really good place, and that's wonderful. Where you are happy with where you are, how your life is. You feel it's in harmony with the earth and the universe and with all other beings on the planet. But in that case, you're a rare being. And I'm delighted if you're even anywhere near that feeling. That's wonderful. But over this next period, we're really going to think about this. What would you, even if you are in a good place right now, what is the ideal? Do you want everything that you now have? Do you want the way that you are living to continue? So these are very important questions. And I am not asking for answers right now. I'm just asking you to contemplate. And what I'd like someone to do, and that is, ongoingly, but not yet, at some point in a little while, is for you to work at, inside yourself, a feeling. And that when it comes to a moment, I just ask you, well, what is the feeling of the reality, of the way of life you would like to live? In what way is it different from now? And you have to kind of free up your mind, because you don't realize how much you have conditioned yourselves to manage with what you've got. And we've done a lot of visioning in the past, a lot. But that's because of now. It's really, the energies of creation, they're right there. They're in the ethers. They're right there. And as you come forward into this next 6 months, you're going to see, oh my goodness, it really could change. I really could have. I could make it. I could do it. I could make this change. We've all been changing on the inside, getting stronger, getting more positive. And now you have an example around you of just how negative things can get. Just how not the way you want them things can become. And the only key, the only thing, if you like, the link there to realize is, oh, because I actually never did this. I never decided how I wanted it. I just spent my whole life coping with the way it seemed to be that someone else is creating. Whether that was when you were a child, or whether that was, in another life, or it's just been your experience that you're coping. It's very stressful to feel you're not in control of how you want your life. And there are many people I've worked with here. You've all done fantastic work. And so whatever your dream is, realize it's not random. It's not, it's just my little private dream, Who cares about me and whether my desires are manifested? No, they're there for a reason. Because they're part of a great jigsaw puzzle of the new creation coming in. And all the beings who are surrounding you here, they want that for you. This is evolution, where you get to be the creator. You get to say, and you can watch your creations build exponentially. The more certain you feel that your dream, your vision is helping the whole planet. Just by you being you in the absolute conviction of your vision. And so together right now, as part of this inner working, feel how you love to be together here. You all give me so much love. We have so much love together. We've gone so deep into places that are very difficult. Places you didn't always want to go, but we went there together. And here are all these beings who have been to very difficult places and brought a lot of strength and love and healing there. If I said to you, I want you to paint the new world, we would go and we would get paints. We would paint it. Paint it in pictures. Paint it in feelings. Sing it. Would use the senses. Oh, just feel that now. You're all working together. Each of your visions fit together. They are one great vision. You're not alone. Everything that any one of you here is working with, the whole of humanity is working with it in one degree or another. Feeling isolated, feeling alone, feeling you don't have enough, feeling that it's hard to really manifest your creative vision. Feeling people don't understand. Wondering why it's so difficult to bring your positivity forward into the world. A lot of you have been working on that very well. That's so important. That's like the floor that you stand upon. The complete belief and certainty that you are a creator, that you have a right to the life you desire. It's not just a pipe dream. And that you are capable of healing the past, so-called, that is within you. And you really can be enlightened in this life. So we're going to call in who we call the inner child. Just going to call him, her in with you to sit here with us. To really be here. Called in the higher self, the wise one, who sees all, whose love is so compassionate, and who can hold this inner child. We're going to listen. Listen to what comes forward within you. So you invite this fragile, open, beautiful, visionary, wild part of yourself to come and help you with this creation, to bring the playfulness, or to come forward to clear something that maybe he, she is holding that you know might get in the way. Feeling that breath coming in. You're breathing into the inner child part of you, the delicate, fragile, beautiful, open, absorbent you, small. First of all, just scan your child and feel inside yourself, are you afraid of anything right now? Is there something this deep part of you is saying? You invite your child to come and play, to create, to move towards joy, to help you make a life that's fun, exciting, that's playful, that's joyous, creative. If you're an artist, you're making beautiful art. If you're a musician, you're making beautiful music. If you're a drummer, you're drumming, bringing that sound, power to the world. So many different ways. And asking your inner child, are you feeling happy today? Are you willing to come and work with me? Is there anything I need to be aware of? A bit like clearing the space before you bring your creation through. And with your inner child, I'd like you to go out onto the land, somewhere high up, walking perhaps up a hill. And perhaps you have mountains near you, you could walk up a mountain. But walking up, going out of your home, out into the country, and up on top somewhere where you can look down and see a vast expanse of the earth. And just keep walking until you get to the top where the vision is clear, where you really can feel you're on top of that hill, and you can look out and really pick out what you see and just notice what you see. Do you see houses? What do you see in the vista that's shown to you? And as if you're looking through this lens, but by changing the focus, by adjusting the lens, you can change what you're seeing. Gradually make little shifts until you just love how the earth is looking. You might have started anywhere, perhaps as the earth is now. Perhaps it was already beautiful, or perhaps it was not looking so great. That's fine wherever you start. Just be aware. Know that you are working with the intelligence of the earth. The earth is speaking to you. The earth also knows how she wants to be. Feel the energy of the earth under your feet. Feel how underneath this mountain, which goes down a long, long way before you even come to the level ground, and then it goes down a long, long way, and down under, there are many layers, miles and miles and miles of inner earth landscape, untouched. And in many senses inaccessible to you, but you know it's there. This extraordinary being that you are on, this magical being, is talking to you. It's vibrating through you, resonating inside you. You are a voice of the earth. You are a human voice of the earth. There are many humans you know never pay attention to the earth. It troubles you. It brings you pain, brings you sorrow. And as you look out, you can see a long, long way. Your vision is assisted by the earth beings who are helping you, who realize you are working for them. You're seeing oceans, rivers, mountains. You can see a very long way. All around, if you turn around, you can see 360 degrees around you. There are many beings here with you, ascended beings, bird beings. Because you really need to be able to see in order to be able to create, and you need to be able to hear in order to know what to create. And you need to be connected to the earth and to the waters and to the sky and to the air and to the sun and the stars and to all the beings of light working with you. And each one of you are creating part of the new earth right now. By listening, by opening up, by looking, by paying attention, and feel your child. The living spirit within you is limitless, can fly above and look down and see the whole earth. The living spirit of you is one with the many beings who dwell in the worlds of light, who are looking down through you, showing you what they see. You see places of darkness upon the earth, where you know there is pain and suffering. There's starvation and famine. There are places where there's war. There are places where the earth is being harmed. And there's pollution. You can see it all. Abuse, cruelty to animals. surrounded by beings. Beings of love and light. And the light is increasing because, of course, their presence brings so much light into your being. So many voices, voices of the earth, voices of the mountains and the hills, voices of the waters, and voices from the sky, voices from the ascended beings and beings of light. And so much beauty, so much energy and power coming through you from the earth, from everywhere. Inside your heart there comes a prayer, your prayer. Your vision starts as a prayer, as a song, as a sound, perhaps not in words, as a feeling. Perhaps there are tears of love and connection. The beings of the earth, of the waters, the air, the beings of the heavens, the light, the beings inside the earth, the holders of the structure of the wholeness of the earth being. These beings who are all around you, you know, it's a wonderful feeling, as though you could just lift up. They lift you up. And you look down, you can see, yes, your physical body is there, but you are lifting up. Your inner child is loving it. The lightness, the ease, as though you are lifted by many wings, soft and gentle, lifting up. Weightless. Allowing yourself to just gently hover, that you are held in these wings of light, that you are made of light, that you are in your light body, your astral body of light. And you can see your arm and it is made of light. And you still have a sense of touch, but you know that your body is on the hill, on the mountain, just laying down. And you're allowing yourself to become part, to experience the unity of being part of a great body of light. Within this body of light, you can move and look through other people's eyes. You can see the earth from many perspectives. It is a vast being that you are part of. You realize, I am in this next dimension of my being. I'm in the light dimension of my being. Energies are pouring in. It's moving all the time. It is like a beautiful bird, but with many, many wings, with such colors that are emanating from all the beings around you. And you are one with them, rising up. And you come to a place where you come to rest. It feels like land. And you realize, it is beautiful. It is land. It is the earth. It is green all around you, and you are resting. And you can walk. And as you walk, you are aware that everywhere you go, this vast energy comes with you. And when you rest, sometimes you're taken in directions that others lift you into. Just feel the lightness, the weightlessness. And allow yourself to look around the beauty of the nature. The plants are vibrant in ways perhaps you have not seen before, unless you have been to idyllic places upon the earth, where the colors of the flowers are deep and light, are all the hues of the rainbow. Feel how the nature, the spirit of nature, you can really feel the vibrancy of the spirit of nature, the spirit of the earth. You can almost hear the trees as they sway in the wind. You can hear the wind and you realize, oh, that's a conversation. They are talking to each other. They are speaking of many things. Yet, in this language there is simple, beautiful harmony, like the sound of music. Sound that creates beauty and peace. Sound of harmony. Sound of the wind in the trees, of the waves lapping gently at the shore. Sound of animals brightly, their light so bright, who dwell here in the worlds of light. Here it is. You are here, where you oftentimes call the spirits in. You have brought yourself here. Animals come right up to you, small ones and great ones. Here there is harmony between all species. It's not the same as upon the earth in that dense reality. There is real communication and harmony. Feel what animals you love, the energy of them, the colors of them, their coats, their forms. See who comes to you. There are big animals and small ones. Which ones come to you? They love you, and they bring their energy to you, and you come really close and you can really feel their fur, sometimes upon your face, sometimes upon the skin of your arm. For you have a body in the world of light, and you can feel and you can sense. It's just as real as the physical world. Only here you are free. As the animals come around and the birds alight upon the branches of trees, and they realize they really are close to you. It's not just one or two left. One or two large animals, because they've all been sent to the spirit world from the physical world. No, they're all here. But here they are not predators. There's no killing. It's very different. There's wisdom in every animal, in every water being, in every bird, the insects. You can see what they're doing. There are so many of them, so many. You realize, oh my goodness, yes, I've gotten used to very few on the earth. And you realize, so abundant the life of nature. You are just delighted to be a part of this. It's so enriching. It's how life should be. looking at the variety of your relations in the worlds of earth and air and water. The water. The spirit beings of the waters, so many. And hear them calling you to remember, to come over to that beautiful river that sparkles in the light of the sun, to come over, because they are calling you, the beings who dwell in the waters. Beings of great intelligence. There are so many species of water beings that you have not seen before. Because on earth, they left their bodies. Because the atmosphere, the nourishment, was not there for them anymore. Because people had forgotten them. How important they are. They're calling you to come to the edge of the river. Oh, they're teeming, the waters are teeming with life. Even so, there's so much room, and they're inviting you into the waters, down, deep. And you realize you have a body of light that can enter the light body of the water that is part of the water. It's so natural and it's so beautiful to swim with these beings with sleek bodies, with fins and beautiful scales. Come so close and look their eyes into your eyes, and they are all soul, all presence and all intelligence and so much joy. The freedom of flowing with the water beings deep, deep inside the worlds of light, the worlds of creation, the worlds whence all is created. And you are shocked to see the vast numbers of animals and birds and water beings and snake beings and insect beings who people the worlds of light of earth. They're still there. All of them are there. It's teeming with life. You're longing to talk to them, to ask them to come back. Please come back. Please come back and bless our earth with your beauty, your power. You can feel yourself reaching out. Reaching out. If you're in the water still, feel how you just stroke dolphins and fishes, whales, vast whales. None of these creatures harm you, for they dwell with you. They are part of the light body of the earth. And perhaps in earlier times they were frightening to you, and perhaps you were part of some of the actions that took them out, afraid of their power, not able to share the earth. You felt the dangerous animals needed to be killed, the dangerous water beings, the dangerous species, as you saw it then, as your ancestors saw it. And you feel a great welling up of a deep understanding about fear, about how fear throughout the ages has been there inside all your bloodlines, surviving upon the earth. And yet, as you go back and back and back, you can remember harmony. You can remember living with the animals. You can remember sharing the earth. feeling inside you how the earth wants it. Looking down upon the earth, scanning across the great plains and the mountains and the oceans and the rivers. And there are places still where there is great abundance of wild beings, animals, birds, water beings. And you see that that is good, that that is necessary, that the earth thrives with all her creatures. She needs them. She loves them. And you realize, yes, there needs to be mutual respect and honoring. You realize as you look and you feel the love and the necessity, the vital function of all the herds of wild animals, of all the flocks of wild birds, of so many colors, so many species. You look at humanity and you realize terrible things that have been done to so many animals. Because of human fear. And you realize that the animals keep themselves in a beautiful balance, even though from time to time there has been extinction, all kinds of rhythms and changes in the earth's mass, in the shapes of the earth. And as you look and see humanity, you talk to the beings and you say what you see, what you want, what you would like to see, what species you would like to see returning, coming back to be with you and for you to be with them. And you feel inside your heart what you're willing to do. For these living beings are so necessary. And you feel inside your heart what you're prepared to offer from your human soul. What's your gift? What's your offering? Love, kindness, space, nourishment, safety. You begin to look and realize that there is a predatorial species worse than any other predator, any animal, anywhere, with an ability for cruelty that does not exist in any other species. Unintentional type of cruelty, yes, beloved. Peace, beloved. And you realize inside yourself, I want to change it all. I am a creator being. And right now, I am sowing the seed for a new world. Right now. I am making promises to live in harmony with all my relations, to find ways to evolve together, to allow nature to thrive, find ways to honor the animals, to be natural, to ask permission, to cohabit in the beauty way, to respect all of life. And you can feel that when you start to speak like this, the earth starts to listen. The waters start to listen. The beings start to listen. There is a listening, a hearing in this intelligence that you are talking to. So you start to ask, how? How will we make these changes? What are we to do? The first answer that comes is, be with me. Be with me. Not just on me. Be in me, be with me. Know that you're connected with me. And you can feel that being. All of you love the earth. You know the magic of which you are a part. And you know that you only have access to that magic under certain conditions. That there is a conditionality for life upon the earth. And what has happened is that the conditions have been broken. And whether that is through absence or through manipulation, power over or power lacking, it doesn't matter, they're all the same. Because until you arrive into that harmonious collaboration with the beings who dwell upon the earth and who have lost their mates and their companions, the species that supported their life, understanding within yourself, yes, it is all of nature, and it is the wildness, and it is that there are, if you like, successions within the food chain. And yes, there is a harmony if you come to it, if you commit yourself to it. There is enough food, and animals will give themselves if that is how you wish to live in harmony with nature, and plants will give themselves if that is how you wish to live in harmony with nature. And some animals will predate upon each other happily, being part of the great symphony of life. But that is when everything is in balance. And so coming back and realizing the new creation already is there, thriving on the inside. And as you speak to the beings that you would like to see back upon the earth, perhaps the beings are extinct, or perhaps they're just, for a few of them, nearly extinct. But of course, there are so many species you don't even know, and you can see them in the worlds of light, and you can't name them, but you still talk to them and say, I want you back. I want all this beauty back. I want all the beings who make the earth colorful, peopled with so many varieties of beings. I want to live in that abundant earth. And I want to create abundance. Feel, well, what is your gift to the earth? Considering there are a lot of human beings now, how do you want to live with them so that all is well? So that all this balance can be reestablished? So that the waters are not polluted? So that the air is not polluted? The earth is not polluted? so that you are giving as much as you are taking. How does that work? Listen well. All the beings of light are giving. As you raise your frequency, you are giving more than taking. In your life, as you change your ways, you become focused on what the earth needs, that she needs all the species she can get, that she needs to be able to create all the beauty. That's her nature. And she wants human beings to work with her, be with her, not on her, not take from her. You realize this beautiful truth. You can feel it's in your nature. It's what you've always wanted. And feel where you want to work in that way. Perhaps there are special beings. Perhaps there are special places. Perhaps what you want most of all is to be able to speak for the beings. Be able to be the communicator. Perhaps you want to do is represent it in drama or art. Perhaps what you want to do is sing their songs. What is your way? What is your truth? What are you bringing? What is your gift? Looking deep within and noticing perhaps a place where you think, well, I'm so busy. I'm so full. I got so much to do. I'm not sure. Well, don't worry about that. You look into your life. That's what you're changing. When your life, instead of being focused in a myopia of a separated reality, becomes part of a great orchestra, a symphony being made together, it's very different. You don't have the same concerns. You're still needing the wisdom to survive and make a beauty way of survival. Of food and nourishment, of understanding, of the imbalances that have to be healed now on this bridge between the two worlds of past and future. So all the anxieties and the constrictions and the worry that you have now, as you build this new understanding, they get less and less and less. And as you move forward into your creation of the way you really want to be upon the earth, it starts to manifest. So feel your love for all the beings that you may or may not know or remember, that may not have been there since your childhood. Maybe you think dragons are mythological, not real. Maybe you believe all kinds of stories of fantastic creatures that can't be real. All kinds of beings, perhaps in fairy books or myths and legends illustrated, where the artist has seen a being. Maybe that's not real. The artist just made that up. Variety, beings that have been upon the earth, including the different forms of humanity. Alien beings, beings extraterrestrial who have come to be here and who brought beings who did not necessarily survive, but that have walked upon the earth and that can survive in the next density of light of this next creation. physical but not so dense. Feel the excitement in you. That there can be an earth that is so beautiful and so well cared for, and that all the species can come into a great harmony, and those that you are inviting, some of them will come in a new form. They won't necessarily come as their old self. They will have mutated and come in a form that is more apt for now. And maybe some of the predators that have completely disappeared may come, but they may not be the same as they were. For all beings evolve all the time and beyond time. And constantly coming from the divine source is new creation power. And you who have arrived right now with special powers of understanding and a special ability to clear out old negative patterns, feel yourself now coming back to your body on the hill or on the mountain, gently being brought back by your beloveds, coming back from where you were on top of the world, looking at another universe, a creation already there and waiting for you to bring it in. And you are now umbilically attached to that reality. It's as much part of you as the earth. It's part of your physical body. Your light body is full of the visions of the beings that you have seen, felt, talked to, expressed your dreams to and your visions, and heard inside your heart, in your mind, in your inner ear, and seen. Just as when you learn a skill and you go to another place and you unwrap that skill and you offer it and you teach it and you give it the understanding and the knowledge, feel yourself contain all that you worked with when you went into this higher dimension where Earth is still and all the beings are still. You can say it is an idyllic dimension. It is the truth that the worlds that you have seen, and each one have seen a different part of the world, remember that, and you're all bringing back what you have seen, what you know. You're bringing back your promises. You're bringing back your will, your power, coming back from a high level of you, from a high frequency of your being and of the earth being. You're bringing back the intelligence and the presence of all those who you have seen and known need to incarnate, who may incarnate in a different form as their bodies are brought forth from within the earth. And you understand how life is. It is created both by the divine, by the visions of the creator beings, and from the matter that is earth. These two, you are the conduits that connect together, and as you come back, you are connected to that world of light, your vision. It comes with you. You breathe it into your body and you bring it down onto the mountain. The vision is alive within me. I am the living embodiment of my creator self, who brings the vision from the worlds of light to manifest in form. I speak the forms of my vision that I have seen. I bring in my heart the beings that I love, whose ancestors are in the worlds of light, whose bodies or relations of their bodies dwell still here, or the memory of their bodies dwells still in the waters that call them home. I am the conduit of these blueprints of the beings who wish to be, who wish to return, or who wish to have new bodies and new forms. I bring them in. I see these beings going into the waters. I see the waters teeming here on earth with great abundance, with enough food and fish for the great mammals and also the land mammals and also the humans. I see the ocean is a great source of beautiful food. I see the ocean, all the oceans, clean, bright and sparkling, teeming with life, offering life to beings within the waters and on the land and within the air, to the birds. I see the airways teeming with the life of the returning bird beings, many of whom are very few and far, but they are still there, hiding in the fabric of life upon the earth. I call the beings who roam the plains, who need a lot of space, I call them back to the wildlands, back to the deserts. I call the waters back, that there be oases and places for them. I call back all the life that has been pushed away from the earth through the unconsciousness of races of beings who did not understand, who were ignorant and did not know, and from whom we learned ignorance. I call back the ascended beings to reincarnate upon the earth, to bring the true teachings from divine source, to walk again. Here in my body, here upon the earth, I am the vessel and conduit of truth, of divine presence, of love. And with each step, feeling yourself walking upon the earth, beings within the earth hear and remember and resonate, and the frequency of creation comes alive. The lights inside the earth come alive, and the powers connect with yours, powers of creation, of physical presence. But first, they appear in the ethers around you. As you stand or sit or lie on the mountain and gaze at the sky, bird beings come in great number. As you look down into the oceans, you see that here on the physical earth, the seas and the rivers are teeming with life again. Life. You realize, the great Mother Earth is returning to life in a great power of regeneration. And you can feel your own body resonating, buzzing, pulsing. I am the living spirit of eternal life incarnate here in this body. Breathe this life through my body, through my feet. Giving my gift of love, of divine connection, through my feet to the earth. In yourself, spreading out your arms, touching the earth with your hands. Communing, speaking through your body, making your promise to stay connected and to work with all the human beings that you can ever find, everywhere and anywhere, and all the ascended beings who are coming to join you, and all the extraterrestrial beings who are coming. Every moment, more and more, they're coming. And all the spirit beings who dwell in the earth, the air, and the water, in the solar beams pouring in. You promise, and you can feel it's true. You'll hold the focus, hold the vision. You'll revisit the dream. You'll revisit the worlds of light, teeming with the wonders of creation that at this time are not present upon the earth, but still are. Whose light still radiates. Who still want to appear, to bring their love and energy to their brothers and sisters upon the earth. As you come back and back and back into your body, bring the memory. Bring with you the animals, birds, water creatures that you especially love. Feel the light body around you. Almost as though you could wear their body, as so many tribal people would do, is to wear the bodies, the representations of the bodies of their totem animals, of their beloveds, who they knew were very, very important for their well-being. Feel the bird beings still there. So many returning as you bring yourself back down the mountain, walking, bringing this world of light with you, this creation, this incredible abundance, fertility, this world full of life. A wild, beautiful, yet harmonious, interrelated world of species, of beings, of plants, of trees, on land, in water, and in the air. And all the solar lords and beings emanating from the solar logos, pouring down as the pure light into your creation, into your vision that you hold. And if you're holding crystals, just remember which ones you're holding right now as you come back into your body. you feel, what would it be if you got up right now? You went outside. That is the world. That is the earth. There are wild animals everywhere. And they are beautiful and they know you and they wink at you as they jump about all around you, and you dwell safely amongst them. And those that are predators, you have that relationship with them of respect and honor and of allowing, of co-creation, of interdependence. And there are arrangements, there are offerings, there are respectful communications amongst each other. There is a knowing of the intelligence of nature, of all beings. There's communication. And human beings are held precious and sacred as all animals, birds and water beings are. And in this earth, on this earth, and in this earth are the seeds of great joy and celebration. In this new earth, you who are the visionaries are combining together also your technological skills in the beauty way, in ways that enhance life and are for life, are in harmony with the earth, are not damaging to trees, plants, insects, birds, and you. That you realize there is powerful technology that is benign, beautiful, health-giving, supports life, creates abundance, is built for the purpose of love and healing. That is the new technology that you see upon this earth. It helps the animals and the birds and the bees and the butterflies and all the beings of the waters. Technology is benign, kind, makes more abundance, supports the earth to heal in the places where she is wounded. And you can actually see the divine beings, see them in the mists over the waters and inside the waters. You can see them around the earth and in the earth. You can see them in the sky, in the clouds, and in the solar rays. Because this earth is made of another density of light, within which beings that have so far been perhaps invisible to you, perhaps visible to some only, become visible to all. As you get used to how they look, which is not the same always as how they have been depicted, you get used to how they look as to how they truly are. And the beautiful flowing forms of ascended beings whose light goes on and on and on, and yet whose form appears before you, but you can see the eternal light through them. Beings who are like gateways, beings who come to embrace you, and you feel that you are in heaven, that you are held in divine arms. All that you have meditated with and journeyed with becomes visible to you as you walk out onto this new earth. And so, with your child self, right now, just walk out. Take your beautiful child for a little walk. For you and your child, you are partners. You need that beautiful, innocent, creative power of your child. And you need the guidance and the wisdom and the seeing power and the intelligence, the divine will, your higher self, to help your human being bring in this new world. When people call it a fantasy, just smile gently. For you may all know by now the power of fantasy or imagination or creative mind. It may not seem real now, but you have much proof in your life that that which you see as real becomes manifest in time. The thing is, it's not that much time. It's starting now. You've all been working at this for a long time. And you know it's starting now because of these attempts to stop it. These completely opposite energies coming in. That tells you how powerful this creation is. And you feel the desperation, the desperate measures, the desperate methods that are being used to try and siphon off your power and keep you away from this connection. So you have all been brought up with all kinds of wonderful sayings, such as be the change you want to see in the world, and there it is, right there. That's right. Be the manifester of the vision that you do see in your hearts and minds, in your spirit, when you come with me, or you go with others, or you go on your own to the inner worlds of light, and you realize, oh my goodness, anything is possible. And you start to feel into it, and to look, and to open your eyes and your ears, and walk the ascended beings, and feel them walking in you. Don't just feel where you are. Holding the space now and giving thanks, really feeling the water beings who came in and just reminding you and just feeling their presence, and especially the gratitude that came from Arisa and the beautiful presence of Nagual. And they were very grateful. Feeling also how Karan has really come in here and, as he so often does, just reminded you to work with that deep connection with the star beings and to understand the reality of their presence and keep on affirming them with you as you journey upon the earth. And really feeling here, I know all of you worked closely with your guides and helpers, and as we come to the close today, giving great thanks, giving thanks to each other for your presence and everything you built up here, for it is a group energy. It is something you do together. when you go deep in that sense, in each other's holding, in each other's understanding, and just feeling very grateful for this connection with each other and with your guides and helpers and with myself, of course, and with Isa, with Karan, and today Arisa and Nagual, giving thanks today, giving thanks for all the wisdom that has come through each and every one, giving thanks to all the guides and helpers, family, relations, and ancestors here present, giving thanks to the great spirit of the earth, so vast, the beautiful spirit of the earth calling to everyone, as you call to her, and the spirits of the waters, the beings of earth, of air, of the water with whom you journeyed, giving thanks for all the messages that will remain in your bodies and may well come forward in the dream time as you allow the energy to come through in the days ahead, knowing that the spirits who have communed, sometimes you can't consciously perhaps feel it in the moment, or you think something else, but actually it's all coming through on the inner plane, and we give thanks. Give thanks also to the ascended beings and the councils of the light who, of course, are always present, working with you on the inside. Give thanks to the angelic and archangelic beings. Protect this temple of light and everyone who comes here. Thanks to the deities. Give thanks to all those deities who bring the powers, gifts, and blessings of divine feminine, divine masculine presence into each and every one of you, bringing balance, bringing the wisdom from the source, Christ light, Solar Logos, light of the central sun, divine presence in these changing times, realizing that each one of you do a perfect work. That work consists of being you, of being in your truth, of being present. And at this time of not getting distracted by the pressure and the negative energy that surrounds you and gives you symptoms, fatigue, aches, pains, worry, anxiety, all of which can be a reaction, and really monitoring your beings and bringing that beautiful spirit, that divine spirit back in all the time, really understanding it is an ongoing initiation at this time, and that you are moving towards this portal where you are actually going to see and feel the manifestation of all this work, which has really been for a long time. Give thanks to the energetic beings, the elemental beings of earth, air, fire, water, and ether, the animals, the spirits of the animals, the ancient ones who came forward, the birds of the beings, some of whom are no longer here and yet are very present in the spirit realms, the water beings, the beings of great intelligence who dwell in all the realms of earth, air, water, the snake beings, the serpent beings, the insect beings, the beings who have forms that are no longer recognized as having been physical, dragon, phoenix, firebird, Pegasus, unicorn, and many more wondrous beings of light whose forms come forward when you call them for your soul work, giving thanks to them all, to the plants and the flowers and the trees, standing people. Give thanks to all that is brought forward that are gifts from Mother Earth, the food, the nourishment and healing and medicine, the beauty and radiance, the fragrance, giving thanks for all the gifts that come forward from deep within the earth to nourish all creatures, all beings. And we give thanks also to the Akashic record keepers who dwell in the worlds of light and who extract from rock and stone, crystal, metal, mineral, information and knowledge stored as energy, as frequency, and bring it into the crystalline worlds of light and feed back to you that which you need to know, that comes from your book of life, that informs you about your gifts and what your path is and what you are to bring in this life as co-creator at this extraordinary time upon your earth, this time of transformation and manifestation. We give thanks for the overlighting protection, the love and blessings, peace and grace, the power and the strength, wisdom, inspiration, the knowledge and the vision, the healing and the compassion of the all-in-one divine presence deep within. Give thanks to all those who underpin the work of Chung Fu, Sophia, Jerome, and the vehicle, and all of you who work with me, giving thanks for your gifts, for all that you have given to my work over the years, those who've come close, and those who work within on the inner plane. I give thanks to you all for being part of my heart, of the community that we are creating together, that goes forward into the world to bring the light, the love, and the presence of the Solar Logos, of the Christ light, of the creation, power that comes from the central sun. Giving thanks. Blessings and peace to you all.